Okay, the question, how did we both meet? So, we went to the same university. So I think it was a Sunday morning. Yeah, I think it was a Sunday morning. I was going to church. We call it chapel. So I was going to the chapel. I was in my first year in the university. I was going to chapel, and then there was this tall guy, very tall figure in front of me, we're all heading the same direction here because we have both the Catholic and the chapel the same direction. So I wasn't even sure where he was going to. But I got to the Chapel of Revelation, and then I saw him that day. He was in the same chapel as I was, and he was now the person playing the piano. I was like, this guy. So I now went to the evening we go for fellowship in the evenings. So I went to Castle Fellowship. Yeah, that's the fellowship my siblings attended in wherever the schools where they are. So I joined Castle Fellowship. I just joined it because that's where they attended. So I went to Castle Fellowship, and then I saw the same person in the same Castle Fellowship. Yeah, that's how I saw him for the first time. I don't know how he saw me, but that's how I saw him.
Yes, the question on how we met, it's kind of funny. So when she was busy admiring me behind me, I had no idea that somebody was looking at me behind. But when I actually got to church, to the Chapel of Revelation, I was playing the piano. Playing my piano with the song we were singing, playing. It was offering time. Then I saw this lady. Out of all the ladies that walked past that day, my attention was drawn to one person. As the lady just walked in, she dropped her offering. The Spirit of the Lord told me, "That is your wife." I was like, how can she be my wife? Do I know her? I said, okay, we'll see now. I kept quiet, got to Castle Fellowship. Then this lady again, she came early, sat in the front, and then at the end of the service, I said, this one that came earlier, I came to chapel again, and Spirit of the Lord is telling me something. I must know her name. As soon as service ended, I just ran. I said, hi, hello. My name is Nomso. And she said, oh, my name is Chimde. I said, sorry, what? She said, my name is Chimde. I said, okay, have a good day. Say bye, hello, bye. And that was how we started to talk. I'm still coming to another one. Okay, the question, how did you know he or she is the one? I feel like I already answered the question, the first part, but the Spirit of the Lord laid it in my heart, put it in my heart saying, she is the one. And like I said before, I ran out to her right after fellowship, asked for her name. She told me her name. We said hello, hi, and went our ways. And then what ended up happening was that, this is very funny, I actually forgot her name. Can you believe that? I actually forgot her name? The person the Spirit of the Lord told you is a wife, you forgot her name. And then the following Sunday again, I was like, sorry, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot your name. Please, can you tell me your name again? She told me her name again. I still forgot it again. It was the third time. And I told myself, this guy, something is wrong with your head. So eventually, she told me her name for the third time. And I told myself, this has to stick. And then it stuck. Then I went to her room. I think eventually that Sunday. And you won't believe what she served me, but let me keep it as a secret for the next video. If you want to hear what she served me the day I went to her room for the first time, watch the next video. Okay, that's how I got to know, because Spirit of the Lord laid it in my heart, and then it eventually happened. There are a couple more stories, though. For the sake of time, I'm just gonna keep it that way. The Spirit of the Lord laid it in my heart, and eventually it worked out.
Well, that question, gosh. For me, I don't think I heard a still small voice say, "This is the person. Go and marry him." So prior to this, I was already in a relationship. So, and then when I think this other story should be story for another day. What happened from our first year down to when I was serving? Yeah, there was a gap after this whole first year meeting and all the rest of them. So I was already in a relationship, and then we had this homecoming one time. Fine, we're chatting over the phone, we're talking. He had his own relationship, I had my own. So we're just talking. Long story. And then all of a sudden, he told me one time he was going to send me a text. I just knew what he was going to send. And I was like, why are you sending me a text message? Why are you trying to come in, Even though I liked him, but I was in that space where you see what? I wanted to do God's will. I really wanted to do God's will, not this God's will. I mean God's will. I wanted to do God's will. And so I know that when it took me lots of prayers. Like I prayed. I lost weight that period. I lost loads of weight. I was even preparing for my ICANN that period. I remember I couldn't even concentrate because I just needed to do God's will. I was just telling God, see what? I cannot make mistake. I don't care who you send to me. I wasn't particular about anything. I just wanted to just do God's will. So I don't know. How did I know? At some point, I just told myself, you see what, that is it. I told the Lord, you see what, tilt my heart. I remember that prayer clearly. I said, Lord, tilt my heart to the place you want it to be. Tilt it. Even though I was already in a relationship, I said, Lord, and this other person is here. There were loads of other people. I said, Lord, please tilt my heart to where it's supposed to be. So when my heart was finally tilted to the place where it was supposed to be, I just knew that, you see what, I had prayed. I wasn't praying with pictures in my pocket, as my father would say. I was really open-minded. I was really, really open-minded to God. And when I found peace, I just said, you see what, that is it.
Oh God! If I'm me, I'm feeling scared now answering the question. How did you propose to her? How did I propose to her? So we were in a relationship. We're all in different relationships, and then what ended up happening was that after we had like an alumni homecoming, I sort of discovered that I was on the wrong path, and it wasn't actually what God was telling me at that time. So I came back home with this strong conviction by the Spirit. You know how the Spirit of the Lord will press me and say, you have made the terrible mistake of your life. I started crying. I said, Lord, please forgive me. I was going the wrong way. And then I didn't knew exactly what God was saying. I spoke with some of my friends and they said, oh, so this has to happen. You have to break out from the other relationship. And this is how you have to break out from that one and then to go into this other one. So I broke out of that relationship. Did not have anything going on. I was still chatting with my now wife, and she never knew what I was battling with inside of my heart. And then one very day, I just told myself, you have to gather morale, because the thing about relationships is that when you have a good relationship, you cannot carry it on an eggshell. You don't want to do anything that will tamper with that relationship, right? Don't want to do anything that will kind of break that relationship. It is better you guys are just friends. You still have your good relationship than for you to propose and the person was saying that the whole thing will just cover. So I summoned courage. I just sent a message saying, I will send you a text message. She said, okay. Brother, send the text message now. I did not have the morale to type what I wanted to type. So I ended up typing it, reviewing it, proofreading, typing again, deleting, starting afresh. I did everything. And then she'll call me and say, where is the text message that you said you're going to send? I said, don't worry, it's still coming. I will type again. I will delete. I didn't even know what to do until I just made up my mind. I just closed my eyes. I clicked send. As I clicked send, my heart just skips. Say, you have spoiled the little thing that God has given to you. Hey, my heart just skipped. Then I was now waiting for her reply. Hey, you want to hear her reaction? Watch the next video. You will hear her reaction to that simple proposal. Oh, brother proposing. See, sister, the Lord is telling me, simple proposal. If you see the response I got, hey, we shall continue.
So my reaction when you proposed, I don't think I was, I don't know, for me, I wasn't, I didn't do all those things. I didn't do those things because, not because I wasn't excited to get married, but because I think I was both scared. I didn't just want to, I was happy, but I wasn't, I don't know how to put it. I wasn't just in that place where you're like, okay, excitement, oh, I'm gonna get married. Yeah, no, I wasn't there. I was scared. I was happy, but I was scared. So that's all. That's how I can just put it. I was very excited, but I was scared of doing the wrong thing. I was super scared of doing the wrong thing. So I'll just say, for me, it was I was neither there nor here. I was just there. Okay, yeah, that question. Have you ever had a quarrel? Have you had a fight? Yes, we've had a quarrel. We've had a fight. We don't always agree, but at the end of the day, we're like, oh, what's that? We just have to. That's it. We're there. Eh? So we don't always, but we hardly would have that. You see that fight where the house is shaking. No, it's rare. It's like. We don't really have people coming in between us to settle. Oh, what did you say happened? So we'll have all those misunderstandings. I'll call it misunderstanding, but we still find a way of resolving it. One person will say, "I'm sorry." I'll just send my own message and be like, "You see that thing you did? I'll send loads and loads of." Sometimes he will not reply, like, at the end of it, oh my love, you don't put one. How will you even put this? I think you misunderstood what I was saying. I'm sorry. Like, I will write plenty messages. You just write, "I'm sorry." And some other times, it's me having to apologize when I feel like, okay. Sometimes recently, not recently. That was a couple months ago. I remember I said something or I did something, and this week kept telling me you did it wrong. I had to say that wasn't my intention. You get, and I had to apologize for it. Yeah. So. Once in a while, we have this misunderstanding. Me, I communicate. I'll just send a message. If I cannot, I'll just type plenty as it is in my heart, and then I'll forward it to him. And that's that. If he has strength, he will respond to all of them. If he doesn't have strength, he'll just summarize it. Usually, it's a summary I see. I'm like, everything I've written. This is all you can say. But the bottom line is that we will hardly get to that point here. So.
And you know what the quarreling does is actually it sharpens you guys. I used to preach in the church about getting married, and I say when people get married together, it's a process of coming together, different backgrounds coming together. There'll always be friction in the bid to join yourselves together. So quarrel is a constant thing. There is no relationship. In fact, even ordinary friends have quarrels. Even people who don't even know themselves even have quarrels. Not to talk about somebody that you live in the same house with, somebody who is your soulmate. There will be quarrels. So we will quarrel. Sometimes we'll quarrel, and we will decide we'll just shut up our mouths. We'll quarrel. We'll talk, we'll shut up our mouths. Because sometimes you know that the devil gets into your tongue, that in the midst of the heated argument, you just begin to throw things. There are times when I throw things, I just tell myself, "Hi, you throw a layer." And that's a source. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say this thing, And in the heat of argument, the devil will just come in. So most times everybody just keep quiet, stick to themselves, and then you come back to either start ironing out issues with facts and with clear mind. And even in the midst of the quarrel, we still like ourselves. We'll still like ourselves. She'll still prepare food for me. She'll want to house herself. So the quarrel doesn't diminish the love. The quarrel is just a misunderstanding, right? Misunderstanding. I didn't understand your thought process about this, and then we'll figure it out. There are some quarrels we don't even. There are misunderstandings that you don't even resolve. There are misunderstandings you don't resolve because everybody still has a different thought process, but you still respect everybody's opinion because most times it's about opinion. So you still respect everybody's opinion. And even in the midst of the quarrel, you still understand this person's opinion. Sometimes we just go with one person. Some other times you go to the other person. At the end of the day, what is very essential in a relationship is that you're building a home and you're becoming one. I've talked too much. Let me shut up now.
Okay, what lessons do I have for the younger generation? For me, number one, in choosing a life partner, someone to stay with, you just have to keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. What you want may not be what God wants. That is how I see life. That's how I see it. So keep an open mind. Don't insist on what you want. Don't insist, oh, he must be doing this, he must be doing that before you can go ahead with what God wants for you. Keep an open mind, and just know that there's no two marriages that are the same. When you finally get into that space, know that no two marriages are the same. There's no competition. There's no what works for one family may not work for your family. Number 3, I want to advise you. I'll use my husband as an example. If you, as a lady, when you want something, say what you want. These men, they don't read minds. They are sure. Most times I feel like they are very insensitive. For lack of better word. They don't like. You're like, are you kidding me right now? You should know. No, they don't know. They don't know. You have to. Even if they know, it's like they've told themselves, if you don't say it, you can't have it. You know. So just when you don't assume, because that was one of the issues I had. I'm like, when we got married, I was like, are you kidding me right now? You should know you should do this thing. You should know you should do the other one. No. When you're dealing with a guy, say it, my sister. Open your mouth and say what you want. And most times they do it. Yeah. When you have a misunderstanding, just try and resolve it. At the end of the day, it's both of you. It's both of you living in the house. It's both of you. You need peace in your home. You need to come back to your home and be happy. You don't need to always call people, come and help us, or come and warn my wife, or come and warn my husband. Marriage is two imperfect people coming together. You're not perfect in yourself. He is not perfect. So it's just both of you coming together. So that's just the little. Maybe we should have a second video for this, because there's so much to say about this. God bless you.
Advice for the younger generation. There is always a generational shift. The way that our parents thought about relationship is different from the way that we think about relationship. It's going to be different from the way that our kids think about relationship. But one key thing that I will say, in every single relationship, have God in it. Every single relationship, have God in it. Don't marry an unbeliever with a view to change, or with a view to changing the person in that relationship when you get married. Marry someone who is a believer, because someone who fears God and has the Spirit of God inside of them, there are things that the Holy Spirit will not allow you to do. You know how I said, I say something to my wife, and then the Holy Spirit will say, you have said it. And I'll go and apologize, say, that thing I said, that's not how. You start looking for how to patch it, mend the thing, convince the heart, because it's not exactly what you meant. Somebody who doesn't have the Spirit of the Lord inside of them, they will just, their mouth is free will. They will just be throwing it everywhere. They will throw and throw and throw, because they don't have any fuel. There's nobody to warn them. In your relationship, please find someone who has God. Let God be at the center. Because when God is at the center, if the person goes away, he has a Father in heaven who is just telling him, you are wrong, you are doing rubbish, come back here or say so. The person will mellow down and say, please, I'm sorry, and humble themselves and say, I'm sorry. Somebody who doesn't have God, they don't have anybody who can correct them. They feel on top of the world by themselves. You know, God at the center is the key of every relationship. Why are you laughing now? Huh? What did we say now?
I don't know now. You say something now.
I don't have any other topic. I think we finish it for the first part.
Okay, but actually, it's been a journey, and we've said the beginning, we've said the end, but there's a whole lot in between. Hey, there's a whole lot that has happened.
Our life is a seasonal movie. I think that's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Our life is seasonal movie. We are in season 10. Episode what month is this? Episode 8. We just finished in episode 8.
I know. We should get Samantha to tell us exactly the numbers. Yeah, but it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and we thank God for the journey. Our lives are a complete testimony. We're a testament of the mercies of God, and that's I know that when we started the relationship, we never quarreled. Like, the whole time when we went from university days.
I think we quarreled once in university.
Okay.
Quarreled once in university, and you turned off your phone. You switched off your phone that day.
Oh, okay.
And I kept calling and calling and calling. This lady would not respond. I sent message, she would not respond. I went to her. Why are you laughing? I went to your room. You would not. Yeah, I had to stay in the university. So I came to university because I knew she was angry the night before. So she would not respond to any message the night before. So I had to go to university early in the morning to go talk to her. I stayed till the night. So I slept in university.
Are you kidding? I can't remember.
I slept in university. I had to even eventually, when I called, I just got a bench. I sat down in front of the female lodge there. The one that is closer, the one in front of the male hostel that is.
Okay.
I came out, I sat down on the bench there, waiting for her, that at least God will touch. Maybe she's going to fetch water, or maybe she's going to do. I waited there, sat down on the bench there, until eventually she was now passed. I don't know where she was coming from. But I've been calling you since, you're not picking my call, you're never saying this. I didn't allow her to go inside the hostel until we resolved it there.
That was really serious. But I know that when we're in a relationship, we didn't really. So it becomes a concern that you're not quarreling. Those people be having fights. You're dating somebody, people having fight. I was not like this one that we don't used to quarrel. There was no need to quarrel.
You wanted.
No, it's not like I wanted it. It's not like you know how you don't even know how somebody will react to something. You don't even know. You just had this relationship that was very seamless, very sweet. Everything working. Yeah.
We were doing manifesto then. Then you understand that we were doing manifesto. It was time for campaign. We were waiting for the votes to come in. Now the votes have come in.
I used to tell him, I said, you see, the way you are doing, you did not do like this when we're cutting. It did not show any sign. So
no, we have to.
There was no sign. You see this very fine face and gentle face. This face is a good guy, Sha. He's a good guy. Give it to you. Yeah, a good guy. Yeah, good guy. Yeah, good guy. Give it to you. But anyway, we'll complete the story in the middle. We'll come back to it. It's deep. So that's why we're just skipping it. It's a very deep story. Whatever happened in the middle is very deep. Yeah.
We'll continue.
Yeah, happy 10th anniversary to us.
Thank you. You can hear my alarm going off, right? The saying is over. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.